By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I constitute this assembly a congregation of the University of Cape Town.
The National Anthem. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to invite Keenan Hendrickse to read the university dedication.
Congratulations to all of you. At this time of celebration, we, the members of the University of Cape Town, reaffirm our mission to nurture rational and creative thought and free inquiry, to strive for excellence in teaching and research, to educate for life, and to address the challenges of our society. We undertake to advance these ideals in a spirit of freedom and responsibility, and through consultation and debate. We celebrate our founders, benefactors, and predecessors, those who have built the fabric and nourished the values of UCT. To those of you who will graduate today, we wish courage, wisdom, and purpose. To those who will leave the university to learn and work elsewhere, may you be sustained by those values which unite us here today and advance them in the world beyond, a love of truth and of learning, and of this, our university. Thank you.
You may sit. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Lisa Engelbrecht accompanying students from the UCT Opera School with Make Our Garden Grow by Leonard Bernstein. Several of the singers graduated last week. Organist Eric Dippener was accompanying the national anthem, which was led by students from the South African College of Music. The processional march music was performed by Black Roots Marimbas, led by African music student Sky Rajla. You will agree, ladies and gentlemen, that we have amazing talent at UCT. Let's give them another hand. Vice-Chancellor, I have a very special privilege this morning of introducing our guest speaker, Ms. Debbie Budlender. Ms. Debbie Budlender is the current Deputy Chair of the University of Cape Town Council. She completed a BA at UCT in 1973 to 1976 with economics as the major. Apparently, she didn't know what economics was when she signed up for it on arriving at UCT, but was irritated by all the smug young men wandering around saying they were doing economics. I think that's reason enough for a young woman to sign up for a course. I think that's reason enough, and she completed an honors in economics, and one of her classmates was none other than Crane Sodine, our former DVC for Student Affairs. She eventually completed a master's in sociology at UCT. I think I can safely say that Debbie's life has been one of political activism, and it's quite apparent that that fire hasn't as yet been doused in any way. Debbie was a member of the UCT SRC in 1974 and 75 as vice chair in her second year. She confesses that she probably spent more time doing politics than studying, and I'm not asking students to emulate that, please. Debbie's main activities were the Wages Commission, which was a part of NUSAS. She also worked part-time on the administrative and worker advice side for Western Cape Workers Advice Bureau, a union in all but name, because Africans could not then really have unions. This later eventually became part of STAU. At the same time, she was also teaching literacy to black workers in a little organization. And one of the people who was also teaching in that little organization was none other than Trevor Manuel. At the end of 1976, in late November after exams were finished, the then government banned approximately 27 trade unionists, and Debbie was amongst them, alongside 7 other staff and students associated with UCT. When the banning ended, she worked for Saldro at UCT for 4 years, and the work included providing advice to trade unions. One of the trade unions, the Food and Canning Workers Union, later FAWU, employed her as a researcher and head office administrator for a further 4 years. Now, I have had the privilege of knowing Debbie Budlender more recently, firstly through indirect dealings with her through my long involvement in the residences at UCT, and more lately as a member of council and other committees. Debbie expresses a strong sense of social justice and a transformative approach in dealing with issues relating to higher education. Her research is in the area of social policy, with one of the special areas being government budgets and how they contribute to social justice or undermine it. Her commitment and contributions to this cause are admirable and worthy of emulation. Working with her has been an enriching experience for me and many others, and it is with a deep sense of appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, that I call upon Ms. Debbie Budlender to address you. Vice-Chancellor, Ms. Debbie Budlender.
Graduates, parents and friends of graduates, students, staff and friends of the university more generally. I stand here today somewhat reluctantly. When I was invited to speak, I was asked to refer in some way to June 16th, given that we will be commemorating that important day in 3 days' time. I'm not at all reluctant to recognize the contributions of the scholars who contributed in the protests of Soweto and subsequently around the country to overcoming apartheid. It was an important and enormous contribution. I offer a special thanks for their role to parents and others who might be in the congregation today and who were among those scholars. My reluctance stems from the fact that in 1976, as Anwar said, I was an honours student at this university. In speaking about June 16, what I say will too easily fall into the when we mode of an old person reminiscing about the good or bad old days. The problem with this is that for me, one of the strong messages of the youth of June 16, 1976, was that their elders had failed them. This was and is also one of the strong messages I heard from the youth of 2015 and 2016, who participated in protests at this university and at other universities. I also clearly remember the negative reaction last year of student protesters when some of those who had participated in and led student and youth protests of the 1970s and 1980s suggested that current students should ask them for advice. So, what is there for me as an older person, and a white older person at that, to say? Because what I took away from both 1976 and last year and this year is that it is time to listen more than to speak, and it is time for us older ones to thank younger people for saying clearly what we all know, which is that we need new answers and energy to address the serious problems in our society. In 1976, I listened as a white student. In 2015-16, I listened as a white older person. But I agreed to speak today, so I will do so. There are obvious similarities between 1976 and the protests of today. At the micro level, an objection to being taught in Afrikaans was the key stated issue in 1976 and is one of several issues of today. Then it was about school education, now it's about university education. But at a broader level, both 1976 and today's protests are about much more than the language of education, or even about what happens in educational institutions. Young people's unhappiness is about the political and societal systems more broadly. I think there are other differences and similarities that might be particularly interesting to commerce students. In both 1976 and 2015, the protests took many people by surprise. In both cases, it was constituencies that had not been seen as strongly organized that came out in large numbers. In both cases, and particularly in 2015, participants were wary of naming leaders, but instead wanted to be seen as a broad collective. In both cases, the students were not the only ones to cause public surprise with strong mass protests. The 1976 student protests were preceded 3 years earlier by the Durban strikes, in which large numbers of black workers came out seemingly spontaneously to demand higher wages. Last year's protests were preceded 3 years earlier by Marikana, in which large numbers of black mine workers came out on strike under a union, AMCU, which had hardly been heard of previously. Their strike soon spread to farm workers in the Western Cape, a group that has notoriously low levels of organization usually. In both cases, workers were complaining about low wages, and they did so in the context of a faltering South African economy in both cases. But they did so in very different contexts. In 1973, African workers were not permitted to be members of registered trade unions. In 2015, the labor laws are much improved. But the Marikana workers' employment conditions were what the International Labour Organization terms precarious. What does this term mean? Soon after the Marikana massacre, a newspaper quoted a representative of Lonmin as saying they were not responsible for the low wages, as they were not the employer of many of the workers. Instead, the workers were employed by subcontractors. This excuse was not, to my knowledge, raised subsequently. They perhaps realized it was not very convincing. But just like the workers who do the cleaning, catering, security, maintenance of the grounds, and driving of the Jammy shuttle at UCT, the arm's-length relationship with the real boss and decision-maker created problems for Marikana workers in negotiating and claiming their rights. Fortunately, in about 3 weeks' time, the majority of the UCT workers will be insourced, and it seems that several other universities will follow soon after. But that will not solve the larger problems in the economy and world of work. This is where it becomes directly relevant to you, I think, as graduates, whether or not you participated in the protests of recent times. In 1976, when we graduated from university, we could be pretty confident that we would easily find a job, and that job would be permanent if we wanted it to be. Today, if you graduate from UCT, you have a relatively good chance of finding a job. However, you are not all that likely to find a permanent job, and the job might not be the one in which you are an employee with the associated benefits. Instead, you might find yourself in any one of a range of relationships to the person who ultimately pays for your work, ranging from contractor or employee of a contractor to consultant or employee of a consultant, to many other variations. Like outsourced workers and Uber drivers, you will be in an arm's length relationship with the key decision maker about your employment, and you will not have the full protection of labor law. Further, whereas in 1976 the workers and students were protesting against very South African specific problems, today the protests are against problems which prevail globally, although to various extents. It is not by chance that the protests of students in South Africa find echoes in other countries. But today's your graduation is meant to be joyful. The good news is that you have graduated with degrees and diplomas that give you very valuable skills and knowledge that are desperately needed to sort out society's problems. You can also help others who do not have similar degrees and diplomas to understand these issues and engage. I was asked to speak because I have served on UCT Council for 3 terms. As a council member, one attends council meetings as well as meetings of other committees. From the start of my first term, I have been a member of the University Finance Committee. I've never studied accounting, and my honours in economics did not teach me how to engage with financial accounts. I've learned some technical skills over the years by working on and analysing government budgets in South Africa and over 40 other countries. I know from this work that the finances of a country, institution, or organisation can both tell you many things about it, but can also hide many things if one does not know the correct questions to ask. One of the sayings in the budget work that I do is that the budget is the most important law and policy of any country, because without budget, no other law or policy will work effectively. You have the skills and knowledge to ask the questions that will make the financial numbers tell the story of what is happening in business, government, institutions, organizations, and society. In particular, some of you are specialized in public finance. All of you can use your skills and knowledge to make a good life for yourselves and your families, and I hope that you do that. But to go back to my earlier observation about my role as an older person, I will be listening and watching to hear and see what you say and do, using your special skills and knowledge to try to address the problems we face in South Africa and the world. Meanwhile, I congratulate you and wish you the best for the future.
Thank you, Debbie, for those wonderful words with a historical undertone and wonderful advice. It is time to listen. Debbie, you've made such enormous contributions to the cause of justice in this country, and we look forward to more contributions from you in the future. Thank you very much. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, it now gives me pleasure to invite the Imbongi, or the praise singer, to praise the students, their parents, and teachers. An Imbongi is a composer and an orator of poems of praise. Limbongi offer critical commentary and narrative on the state of society through their izibongo. Here to offer a poem of praise, an umbongo, in honor of the graduates, their families and teachers, is artist and UCT music education student Neliswa Sampi Gunyelwa, whose stage name is Sange.
Betty,
Hayi siyabonga mbongi. Uzonke yajabula yabona. Siyabonga kakhulu.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I admit to the degree specified and grant the diploma specified to the candidates recorded as in absentia. I shall now grant the diplomas and admit to the degrees specified to the candidates to be presented to me.
Acting Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you, for the Advanced Diploma in Accounting, Zubaydah Abdurrahman. With distinction, Philippa Emma Abramser. Carl Daniel Bodenstein. With distinction, Alexa Grace Boget. Rohini Bodram. Lauren Francis Boyd. Bernice Chani. Jonathan Craig Dixon. James Hugh Harker. With distinction, Leon Brink Knoll. Martin Thomas Andrew Langham. With distinction, James Arthur Langlands. Kwangu Kupakuno Tsikisa Mashumba. Tendai Isidore Matunhira. Kristen Morland. Ndabonikwa Tuyeni Kahafo Nakare. Yvette Rubitzai Savanhu. Tyrone Blythe Toms. Paul Frederick van der Merwe. Mark John Wilkinson. For the Advanced Diploma in Business Project Management, Abigail Thelma Abrahams. Wayne Abramser. With distinction, Exxon Adams. With distinction, Louise Albertine. Fernando Kelrin Anthony. Ridwan Ronnie Anthony. With distinction, Ian Austin. Muhammad Sadiq Baransa. Lester Quinton Basson. With distinction, Felix Feldman Becker. Paul Robert Ben. With distinction, Miles Bashir Bowker. Yvette Brighton. Mduduzi Buthelezi. Jessica Canham. Janine Anita Carstensen. With distinction, Wanjiru Priscilla Chabeda. Jermaine Leon Kuti. Graham Renee Coleman. Pierre Isaac Crenier. Franzel Maria de Klerk. With distinction, Cara Dewar. Quinton Trudeau Theodore Quint Deergaard. Travatso Modebede de Seco. Tokozani Fortune Gramini. Angela Justine Deutsch. Brian Richard Dono. Hendrik Lawrence Martinez Duplessis. Lisa Duplessis. Seybrand Abraham Engelbrecht. Shaheem Erasmus. Uziwake Innocent Fakude. John Peter Fora. With distinction, Alex Daniel Fillmore. Sean Alexander Fobian. Camilla Fredericks. Kwesi Romso Kaya Gaduka. Mubashir Guram. With distinction, Kerishan Gavender. Kriveshan Gavender. Azora Teresa Kamane. Muforo Ronald Gwangwava. Akona Guachu. Yolanda Hall. Yvonne Monica Herzog. Eunice Higgs. Karabo Chepo Huma. Sakias Karupu Ihemba. Kanhile David Yakwa. Tomelo Andres Chirowa. Mazinzuru Patrick Kabaze. Gregory Kenley Kennedy Candiro. Albert Brian Kennedy. Tuso Jeremiah Kogoko. Daniel Rosemat Kubayi. Werner Rabeskachny. Astrid Joy Lopscher. Warren Charles Lawrence. Betochire Lennox Vedtocho. With distinction, Grant Elliott LaRue. Temberetu Brian Mabaso. Imkateko Precious Machabi. Gazora Dariwere Magobiane. Sandire Sedwell Opa Mashrango. Charmaine Refilwe Machoba. Tomero Benjamin Macau. Dinama Eugene Marepe. Candice Murray. Chogofero Precious Mashicho. Nkandga Nkosinati Masuku. Yandano Joseph Matamera. Humutsu Rudolph Matamera. Jean-Andre Mayer. Marusi Fortune Mkize. Maud Sylvia Machacha. Burture Perez Mkire. Non-tobacco Taskam Yandu. Aisha Modak. Chepo Pura Marvin Mokotedi. Tabisa Faith Fizikuche Marawa. Kekeretso Retabire Morebatsi. With distinction, Mohammed Sadiq Mura. Nomakube Voyo Wasitedi. Dikerede Faith Mutapo. With distinction, Tabu Mutsa Wasere. Guyanda Sazi Msane. Bekanani Wiseman Mtetwa. Serena Rubitzai Mutare. Shayid Mutukarapan. Gerald Takutswa Mvunduro. Tubire Aperere Buche Nabera. Agashen Naidu. Mergen Nayagar. Sandinhoro Humphrey Hangane. Keribohire Jane in Kanimang. Parisa and Tongoa. Nodoma and Yati. Vanessa and Zadi. Shanaz Osman. Sandira Pezzi. Elizabeth Pabalo Perry. Jeremy Powdrell. Gerard James Ramage. Garatu Miriam Jacqueline Rametse. Angela Ntate Ramutata. Yongile Innocentia Nkosi Rapera. Gershon Thomas Rogers. Alfred Rutando Rodoro. Boitumero Kariman Sechobera. With distinction, Noam Sayag. Impo Kate Sequere. Di Makatsu Monene Sitore. Sitembi Nkosi Angela Sitore. Yandisa Sesamo. Roxanne Nonkororeko Skosana. Andre Dominic Snell. Imbuzeri Sori Sorumbera. With distinction, Karen Steenkamp. Thomas William Stevens. With distinction, Martia Katerina Stein. Heinrich Strauss. With distinction, Jan Karim Gert Strijdom. Adrian Taylor. Wendell Oscar Tobin. With distinction, Mampuru Michael Chwane. Abigail Tsoro. Siviwe Christian Voltaine. Michelle Vanamava. With distinction, Richard Falker. William Kaniso Voyelwa. With distinction, Katerina Weston. Robin Wickham. Timothy Gordon Williams. With distinction, Morgan Parnell Wilson. Mbuso Cedric Zuma. Tumero Andres Chiroa. For the postgraduate diploma in actuarial science, Robson Mtanga Dura. For the postgraduate diploma in management in accounting conversion, Ndahamberera Iris Intusi. In business systems and analysis, Shyam Adams. Zandire Ben Mazwi. Kaya Bawana. Damien Mario Cupido. Jacqueline Damons. Heinrich Dinkelmann. Craig Russell Fitzgibbon. Imsemerero McCoy Gukamana. Simpiwe Gwegwe. Depoyo Manape Jore. Faith and Pomarero Bajrango. Marimecha Aubrey Manchu. Nasiwe Mantienti. Ashley Sreen Masrimoni. Insikerero Matebe. Sandiswa Manera. Pereka Rabisa Ngugudu. Welcome Sibisiso Makwacha. Yonera Ivan Emranieni. Rita Ringuana. Apiwe Surongo. Tandazwa Enganelwa. Lawrence Ride and Sham. Sandisa Nyokana. Uviwe Nzoto. Rosina Parker. Franco Angelo Piemontesi. Pabaro Nana Hure. Evans Emerson Sahordi. Indempiwe Sigabe. Atenkosi Swatboy. Teche Vesani Chibububutsa. Adira Vahi. Yusri Wenzel. In computer forensics, Soriswa Joyce Umbisa. Lusapo and Jobe. Neville Safisu Tomago. And Hamba Solumbera. In Enterprise Systems and Business Process Management, Ewan Robert Kerr. In Entrepreneurship, Alexandra Lee Dare. Michaela Kagan. Mtutukire Zenzile Msibi. Colleen Elizabeth Murray. Isnat Dua Mvula. Tegan Jane Page. With distinction, Nicole Ace. Alexandra Ilse van Heerden. In Information Systems, Kashif Apollos. Willow Lionel Dittering. Vidat Frisgar. Serge Nsaka Chikuna. In Marketing, with distinction, Ashley Lauren Brissenden. With distinction, Rare Gabrielle Byrne. Charmaine Carlson. With distinction, Nicola Jan Coots. Anika Khanif. Yajna Gold. With distinction, Miles Charlie Hamilton. With distinction, Daniela Edith Heyman. Kate Gillian Gowns. Sikona Matungana. Farai Christian Midzi. Magasa Mukodi. Banere Ntokoza Msamangu. Imelda Everjoy Mjomboro. Tandowetu Pachana. Devon Peterson. Tracy Jean Peterson. With distinction, Nadine Sidney Timmer. Carrie Ann Urquhart. Storm Michael Winter. In sport management, Timothy Bassingthwaite. With distinction, Mohammed Ziad Desai. Nazreen Lowe. Riaz Ahmed Parker. In tourism and events management, Anesu Matewa. For the postgraduate diploma in public sector accounting, Razan Ardenser. Kim Teresa Cranfield. Shanaz Cupido. Doreen Susan Edricks. Taryn Cindy Jacobs. Boniswa Hawaii. With distinction, Tracy Lee Geiner. Neo Quintel Mango. Quena Jacqueline Maniero. Neo Simodimo Matthews. Dudo Itsang Mika. Tabang Edwin Magapo. Grace Schwarero Whatsepe. With distinction, Tatenda Tapiwe Mashede. Abongire Swape. With distinction, Kerry Lee Ulbrecht. Simongere Dumfundu Zulu. For the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honours in Information Systems, Atitia Chinjobe. Mark Salvatore Cordelia. Tiaan de Jager. Rathan Devat Ugura. Numusa Nomchen Gramini. Dylan Esterhuizen. Johan Farie. Nonchanja Zandile Gumeri.
Andreas Gustav. In the first class, Timothy Haig Smith. Alexander Paulus Hierskap. Gevita Holt. Shane Kuhn. Svegatini Mabena. Khadija Mahanga. Franz Peng Makiketa. Joan Manieri. Temba Herman Mguni. Novoyo Impekerana. Guri Mugger. Graham Timothy Nelson. Mohammed Amir Osman. Brandon Patience. First class, Jennifer Ann Pedro. First class, Mark Arthur Pelteret. Don Francois Perry. Adrian Daniel Siebritz. Riyad Solomon. First class, Kavish Suku. Carlo Stepchik. Louise Rebecca Stock. Baabi Toparesu. First class, Nayan Kusalvan Mali. Henry Baden Wiggle.
I think we can give our graduates another round of applause. I think you would agree with me that your journey at university was supported by a whole series of loved ones, whether it's your parents or family members. And I would like you as graduates to show your appreciation to your loved ones. Take your scroll, make some eye contact with your loved ones in the audience, and we would like to hear your voices. I think you will also agree with me that you have done well to get to this specific point, but you would not have done that well if it was not with the support of the faculty members on the platform. And I also would like you to show your appreciation towards them. And I would like to concur by saying that a university, and specifically the University of Cape Town's reputation, is really as good as its brain trust. And I also would like to extend my appreciation on behalf of the executive to our faculty members on the platform for the contribution that they have made. I think we can give them another hand of applause. And although I give credit to the academics, I think we also have to remember that there is also support staff at the university that supports the academic enterprise, whether it's members in the support staff in the faculty office, the registrar's office, HR, student support, and those that are here today. I think a warm hand of applause to them would also help. And as a graduate today, you obviously have obtained knowledge and you have developed research skills, and that's part of the journey of being a student, whether at the undergraduate level or a postgraduate level at the University of Cape Town. But I do believe that the university would have failed in its mission if our graduates do not leave the university with a sense of what the values of the university actually means. It is that commitment to social justice. It's about fairness in equity, and it's all about making a difference in the world. And that is touched so nicely to what our guest speaker, Debbie Budlender, have talked about this morning. So I would like you to go out there and be ambassadors of the University of Cape Town. Often people will judge you by the way that you perform your work, the way that you conduct yourself at work in society as being a product of the University of Cape Town. And I would like you to go out there and make us proud. But you obviously also, as graduates, becomes part of the convocation of the University of Cape Town. And the convocation, you will join probably around about 150 to 170,000 of alumni across the world. And we would like to keep in touch with you. You must try to update your email address, telephone addresses, make sure that we get your Facebook addresses, because sometimes you will have to play a very important role because you will be electing for instance, the Chancellor of the University. You also will be part of a constituency that would elect members of the Council of the University of Cape Town, which is the governing body, the highest governing body of the university. But we also obviously would like to keep in touch with you to make sure that we can ask you to make some donations or contribute the Commerce faculty to contribute financially to the University of Cape Town so that we can also support other students, but also initiatives that we want to embark on at the university. So make sure that you keep updated and keep in touch with the university, and you will have the opportunity today, in the course of the day, to celebrate this fantastic day that we have witnessed this morning. So once again, hearty congratulations on behalf of the university. It's your day, and enjoy it. That brings us to the end of our ceremony, and thank you very much for being here this morning with us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the end of an excellent ceremony. I wish to endorse everything the Deputy Vice-Chancellor has said. I also wish to extend my congratulations to all the graduates and extend my appreciation to all the staff and students who have made this such a successful affair. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be expected to rise. The academic procession will first leave the hall, followed by the graduates, and then followed by you. When you get to the outside, please don't congregate on the steps, and get right to the bottom of University Avenue, and then turn right and go to Leslie and have some refreshments. It's free of charge from us. Thank you. Thank you.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I hereby dissolve the congregation of the University of Cape Town.